CNBC TV18 and Cisco present Digital Resilience Dialogues.
Hello and welcome to CNBC TV18 and Cisco present Digital Resilience Dialogues, a conversation series that aims to bring together IT and business leaders to explore the technologies and strategies powering enterprises to become digitally resilient in an ever-evolving, hyper-connected world. Today, we will be focusing on resilience by design, building trust into the Internet's next chapter. And joining us for this insightful conversation are two distinguished guests. First is Professor Huzur Saran from the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at IIT Delhi. Professor Saran is a leading academic whose work spans wireless networks, system and network security, high-speed networks and algorithms. And we also have with us Arun Shetty, the Senior Director Solutions Engineering India and SARC at Cisco. With deep technical expertise, Arun plays a pivotal role in driving innovation and helping customers adopt cutting-edge solutions across networking, security, and cloud. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming here and joining us today. Let me begin by asking you, Arun, as campuses evolve into this smart, hyper-connected ecosystems, digital resilience has become essential for innovation and operational continuity. Now, from your lens as a technology leader, what does digital resilience mean for educational institutions today?
First of all, thank you for having us here. And then, when you look at digital resilience, it's the ability for organizations to keep themselves secure and up and running.
Yes.
That's essentially what we want to achieve. And then if you look at what are these disruptions which are affecting this, right? If you look at cybersecurity attacks, if you look at outages, which happens due to the probably technical challenges, what happens for the network and the IT infrastructure. And also it could be a wrong code push, which we have seen happening earlier. And then there are multiple other outages which happens. These are disruptions which happen. So how to keep track of this? Can I bring down these disruptions? Answer is yes, we can, because you modernize your infrastructure, you ensure that all the vulnerabilities are taken care. But it is inevitable that we do have disruptions.
Absolutely.
But how you react to that is what is very, very important. So if I can proactively prevent those disruptions happening, and in case if those disruptions happen and if I can remediate it before it becomes a major issue, then that's what we want to achieve with the digital resilience.
We'll, of course, delve deeper into what you just said, but let me go across to Professor Saran. Now coming to you, universities like IIT Delhi are not just centers of learning, they are engines of innovation, collaboration, and of course, research. Considering the digital backbone of academic life is becoming increasingly important, how would you define a university's digital resilience in the new world?
So it is definitely, as was mentioned, that the ability to keep things on and active, just like power, electricity, if it goes, it's a huge problem.
Yeah.
Right. So today the digital services, not just the internet, but all your digital services that you are so familiar and you use for classroom teaching, we use different tools, whatever they are, they're different online learning tools. So all of that has to be operational all the time. And then there is the part about whatever my data is as a student. See, my exam data, my other private data, it should not go out in the world.
Correct, yeah.
The university, I should be able to trust the university, which means the university should be able to trust its providers, wherever they are getting the technology from, that everything is resilient, and the system within the university. The whole system for keeping all records, for making sure unauthorized access is not there.
Yeah.
All of that mechanism needs to be very robust.
True. Coming back to you, Arun, Cisco has been working with IIT Delhi for over a decade, from enabling wireless network connectivity to deploying software-defined access across campus. Cisco has played a key role in strengthening the digital backbone of the institution. If you could share how Cisco has enhanced IIT Delhi's network infrastructure and how that actually contributes to the overall digital resilience.
Yeah, first of all, it's very proud to be associated with IIT Delhi and partnering in this endeavor. So the whole idea is you need to have these secure data centers. And then you have a campus which has the wireless network, switching network, and there are different kinds of users there. You have students, you have professors, you have non-teaching staff, and also you have guests. So which means security becomes a very, very important aspect for the whole whole
Absolutely,
data
yeah,
centers
yeah.
and the network actually. So in case of IIT, they have deployed a secure data center and a secured campus network with switching and the Wi-Fi technologies. So what happens in this is you need to have a centralized orchestration system. So you manage everything centrally. And you need to secure everything centrally and monitor everything centrally. So that is where the platforms are built into. And these platforms also generate a lot of data, and you can use that data to get a lot of insights and rather actionable insights actually. That is one part of it. From a security point of view, let me touch on a few things. What is very, very important on security. One is security has to be easy for the user. As a user, I don't want it to be a very complex system. So it has to be easy for the user, but it has to be frustrating for an attacker actually.
Yeah.
So which essentially means there are layers of security which IIT Delhi has deployed. At the perimeter, it is the firewall, or it is the denial of service attack, distributed denial of service attack, how to stop that. And it is not only for the devices users, it is also for the applications and the email you need to provide security. So which essentially means this is a network, and the systems what is deployed is catering for today and will also cater for the future needs of IIT Delhi.
All right. You know, Professor, picking up from what Arun just said, if you could share how this long-standing partnership with Cisco has influenced life on campus, whether in the classroom, the lab, or among the faculty, what's possible today because of digital infrastructure that wasn't possible 10 years ago?
So if you look at it, that 10, 15 years ago, IIT had made available already internet all across the campus and also on all the hostel rooms. But at that time, it used to be wired internet at every hostel room.
Yeah.
Then what happened is students at that time used to have 15 years ago, they could only afford desktops. So it made sense.
Yeah.
But then as the mobile phone revolution really took off and you had everything on the phone, plus laptops and tablets became very popular.
Yes.
So we realized that the ability to be able to, on the move, even within the hostel environment, people don't want to connect wires. And then every time a hostel room gets whitewashed, the wire gets damaged.
Yeah.
And so you lose time on that. So it's a cost for the institution also to maintain all these wires and everything. So we did a decision that we wanted to go completely wireless, which was a little challenging because in a hostel, there are a lot of students packed very tight. There are rooms with 2-3 students and lots of rooms all packed together. So it's very high density deployment. And Wi-Fi was not originally designed for such high density deployment. As the newer versions of Wi-Fi has come, and the high-end Wi-Fi systems have come, they are able to handle that you get good throughput even for every user, even in sort of a very dense environment.
Okay.
Right? So that's what we specified out, and Cisco won that option. And so Cisco has been developing that.
So let's talk about what's next. With education and learning becoming more distributed and campuses being more digitally agile, the threats and opportunities both, scale. So how is Cisco enabling educational institutions to stay ahead of threats and future-proof their infrastructure?
Before that, I'll touch upon a few things, what
Sure.
he told about the Wi-Fi and the security and why it becomes very, very important. So one of the things in Wi-Fi is the throughput keeps increasing.
Yeah.
With Wi-Fi 6 and 6/7E, you can go to throughputs of 5 gigabits per second actually. So that kind of throughputs what you get actually. And another thing he did touch upon is on the security.
Yes.
So for that, identity becomes very, very important, which means the system should know who is coming or what is coming. So both for the users and for the devices, the system should recognize and then clearly segment based on the user, which means for a student, it has to be segmented separately. For the professors, it has to be segmented separately. And for the guests also, it has to be separated. So that becomes very, very important actually. Identity and access management becomes very, very important. I just thought I will touch upon that before coming into why it's very important. So we are in the AI era, right? We are in the AI era, and then we need to connect and protect the organizations in the AI era. So for that, what Cisco does uniquely is how to make people and technology work together in both the digital world and also the physical world actually. So we have 3 outcomes what organizations want, what we are doing. The first one is the AI ready data centers.
Okay.
because customers will be deploying AI. So how you can transform your data centers to AI data centers? That is the first thing. The second one is the future-proof workplaces. See, now students are working in campus, professors are working in campus. Tomorrow, the professors want to work from home. So
Yes.
now workplaces gets distributed. So you need to really ensure that people can connect and then they are protected wherever they are connected from. It is not only the people or the users. You have devices also which get connected to the network. So every connection has to be secured. So future-proof workplaces takes care of that, your today's need and also tomorrow's technologies what you are adopting or tomorrow's applications what you are adopting. And the third part of it is how to keep these data centers and the future-proof workplaces resilient, right? And also the entire digital footprint. So digital resilience becomes very, very important. Cisco's solutions has the assurance, observability, and security operations to ensure that for the organizations when they are moving to the newer technologies, the adopting newer innovations, is digitally resilient by using these framework actually. And then the last part of it, since I touched upon AI is built into every product of ours actually now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, AI is built into every product of ours and ensure that the enterprises and service providers can connect workplaces to the data centers very securely. And actually today they can connect to anywhere in the world very securely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, it's time for us to head into a short break, but don't go anywhere as we continue our conversation with Professor Huzur Saran and Arun Shetty of Cisco. Welcome back to CNBC TV18 and Cisco present Digital Resilience Dialogues. We are in conversation with Professor Huzur Saran and, of course, Arun Shetty from Cisco. Professor, when you think about preparing students to be future ready in a world increasingly shaped by AI, machine learning, and automation, what digital capabilities and infrastructure do you believe are essential for educational institutions, for educational campuses, and how is IIT Delhi preparing to deliver these capabilities to the next generation of learners?
We have modernized a lot of our curriculum by using, you see, in the end, AI and all these are tools. At one time there were books, at one time there were video lectures and all that. Today we have AI. And all of this is helpful, but in the end, we have to help the student think.
Absolutely.
And understand the capability of each technology, not be the slave of the technology, but the controller of the technology.
The master of that.
Master of it, exactly. So that is the skill we want to build by using these, exposing it, definitely. 30 years, 40 years ago, people used to say, don't use a calculator. Learn your tables, even though you can, why you need it? Calculator is anyway there and cheap. So same way, AI is there. You can ask AI many things, but it doesn't help develop your brain if you don't understand the exact meaning. Because AI, at least as of now, it is not clear that it understands meaning in the same way as humans understand.
Absolutely. And what is right and what is wrong? You need to know the difference
judgment,
between
moral
that.
judgments, societal judgments, so many other multidimensional aspects may not be from a human's perspective. You see, that's the point.
Absolutely. And, diving deep into it, Arun, the national resilience conversation that we were having, how are AI and automation reshaping the security operations centers or SOCs for faster detection, response, and resilience to cyber threats?
The way detection and also the responding to any attacks which happen, any incidents which happen, you need to be very fast actually. And this can happen because of the cybersecurity attacks or vulnerability which are there. And or it can be due to the compliance and risks which are there. These kind of issues will always come up in any organizations actually. So the ability to have the right data and have right insights to take the right actions becomes very, very important, and you need to do it very quickly. So for that, you need to ensure that the systems work very well and you can capture the data and get that actionable insights out of that. So AI can surely help here, because let me give you one example wherein Cisco Security Suite actually looks at about 800 billion events a day. It is humanly impossible to look at all that events.
Absolutely,
so you need machine scale for that actually. So AI can play a very, very important role in that actually. So when you are doing an investigation, AI can augment investigation by giving you those insights and then helping you to take actions immediately, actually.
Yes.
And then assistants, AI assistants, which are part of it, can also help you in making those policies, making those configurations. And then finally, about the automation part of it is actions, right? How to take an action. Systems can take an action because it knows that there is an attack, it needs to go and stop something.
Yes.
Or it can tell that, okay, this is a false negative. I don't have to react for that, right? So the systems can take those actions, and AI today can be used for security. And in fact, there is a other thing. Can I use AI? I mean, the AI also has to be secured.
Absolutely.
Right, today,
Yeah.
right? And how to secure that AI is also important. So can I get visibility into the applications what I am using, AI applications what I am using, and can I see what are the vulnerabilities which are there? Can I detect them? And also can I protect them is the other part of it. So security, AI for security is important, and also security for AI.
Securing
also,
AI, yeah.
securing AI or the security for AI
Yeah,
also
is
is very,
important.
very important, which Cisco is working very closely and building the products and taking these products to the market.
Arun, in today's environment, digital resilience is no longer just about firewalls and backups like we were discussing earlier, but it's about how organizations build adaptability into every layer of their operations. From your perspective, and how should Indian enterprises think about building resilience, not just in infrastructure, but also across culture and operations to thrive in an unpredictable digital world today?
So I think that's a very, very important thing, actually, because it is not only about technology. Technology is one part of
Yes.
it. People and process is very, very important to build that, actually. So you touched upon three things, right? One is on the technology side of it, how to build a digitally resilient infrastructure or an organizational resiliency,
Yes.
which is there, which I spoke about. AI-ready data centers, future-proof workplaces, and how you
Correct.
can build the digital resilient network. And I also touched upon, from a technology point of view, security for AI and AI
Yes.
for security also. So that is one part of it from a technology point of view. The second point is about the culture.
Yes.
So the agility and collaboration is very, very important in this, which means I must be, if I'm a security person, I should be working with the IT teams, I should be working with the networking team, I should be working with the operations teams, also to ensure that I get all the data and I can pinpoint and say what the challenges are from a resiliency perspective. And then you need to have that, you need to foster the culture and embrace flexibility and agility and also adaptability. So a good example is how we reacted during that COVID-19, right?
Yes.
So when COVID-19 happens, there were a lot of companies who are very new to the remote working, but they adopted remote working.
We had
And
hybrid
then they
for so
responded
long.
very,
Yes.
very fast. The response for it was a rapid response from that point of view, actually. So there is a lot of learnings what we can learn from others.
Yes.
And actually, so I would say that culture of adaptability, collaboration, and flexibility is very, very important. And from an operations point of view, now we are talking about so much of data. I mean, it's a very complex, interconnected, distributed world. And the good thing about that is every digital equipment out there or a footprint out there exhausts data.
Yes.
So when you take this data and you can actually have a lot of insights and you can take actions based on those insights, actually. So putting AI and automation as part of that operations can be very, very good in achieving operational excellence across
Okay.
this.
Professor, like we were discussing, institutions are increasingly becoming key players in influencing policy, advancing research, and fostering international collaboration. What role can academia play in shaping better digital policies and international cooperation to build a resilient digital ecosystem for emerging economies like India?
So definitely, this is a multi-stakeholder game,
Yeah.
right? As Arun just said, there is the aspect that different people have different views, and you have to get all of them into a conversation so that you can incorporate a sort of 360-degree view. The security can happen at any dimension. You know, there's the human angle, there's the technology angle. So the point is the human angle and the use of AI to do all sorts of what are called social engineering attacks.
Yeah.
Is a huge challenge. So I'm saying everybody has to work at it.
True.
Academics, government policy, all of that.
My next question is for the both of you. You've spoken about the importance of digital resilience as digital becomes central to both learning and innovation. Building future-ready campuses requires collaboration between academia and, of course, industry. From your respective lenses, technology provider and academic leader, what are the top priorities for building resilient ecosystems that not only support academic excellence but also accelerate the pace of innovation? Arun, you first.
So one is obviously building a robust digital infrastructure, which we spoke about a lot today. And the second one is about the collaboration, and then how to collaborate with the industry and academia. Because IIT is a premier organization where there can be a lot of innovation which are happening actually. And then how to ensure that the students get access to those. Actually, I mean, it could be any AI projects, or it could be an IoT, or it could be 5G. So these kind of technologies are introduced to them. And that can happen when academia and industry works very closely, which I'm sure IIT is working very, very well on that. And there are a lot of research projects what IITs do today, actually. And then how the industry and academia and how Cisco and IITs can work together on some of these areas could be one of the most important things, actually. And if you look at the campuses are becoming smarter or will become smarter, right? And then which essentially means they will be using a lot of technology, IoT, 5G, AI kind of technologies. And then there will be a lot of sustainability, safety. So those are the aspects of campuses where technology can bring in with those actually.
You agree with Arun, and what will be your top priorities?
First thing is, whatever we are doing today, and 5G is already there, so maybe 6G, Government of India is pushing 6G in a big way. Then cloud, Government of India has been publishing guidelines on how cloud in India will evolve with multiple stakeholders, not just a government cloud, but right everywhere. So I was on a committee like that recently. So within the Ministry of IT. So the point is policy frameworks so that security is thought through from day one. And some aspects of digital sovereignty are thought through from day one. In the design of the wireless protocols such as 6G, where government has this Bharat 6G mission, which we are also a part of, everybody else is also. And then the third part is that in the end, all of this, the cloud and the network will in the end enable applications, which will be on top of AI. So there's this AI mission. For example, the AI in healthcare, AI in education, and AI in rural agricultural technologies, which is the three things that were recently 1,000 crores was set up for that. So, and IIT is a participant in one of them. So these are the ways you do it. All three layers, you think security from the day one.
Well, on that very interesting insight, it's time for me to wrap up our conversation. Professor Huzur Saran and Arun Shetty, thank you so much for joining us here today and for that enriching conversation. And thank you to our viewers for joining us. We hope the insights shared today help you think deeper about building secure, agile, and future-ready digital ecosystems. Until next time, take care and stay resilient.
CNBC TV18 and Cisco present Digital Resilience Dialogues.